Hey folks, it's KT here. Welcome to Everyday KT number 115. And yes, it's a pair of blue jeans. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First thing is, Ford Fusions suck. Because working on them sucks. Any of you who know how to do brakes on a car know that you getting some funky light? Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can't work on that. There we go. Anyone who's done a brake change on a car knows that, most disc brakes, pull the pads off. It's got a piston. You compress the piston with a C-clamp or something. Basically a huge grown-up version of this. And boom, slide it back on. You're good to go. Hey, Mark. And I spent the better part of 4 hours trying to do a brake job on my girlfriend's car. Front wheels, no problem. Back wheels. Apparently, on this particular version of a Ford, you have to have a very specific clamp tool thing to compress the piston to brakes back on. Of course, I don't have that because I don't have a Ford. And it was just crazy. I wound up using a pair of needle nose pliers and way too much time. So I wound up going from putting the wheels back on the car to a meeting, to another meeting, to getting home 5 minutes ago. And instead of, I've been in a kilt all day, blah, blah, blah. Nope, screw it. This is what I've been all day. That's why my pants are disgusting. I've got grease in places that I haven't had grease since the last time I worked in a car. Boom. So, Ford Fusion, not a fan. Ford, fix that crap. Make it like every other car. You just fix it really easy and quick. So, today, we are talking about, as in the title, I call it The Lonely Road. So, yesterday, I had actually it was pretty popular. It's like almost 500 views so far. Video on how to be a badass. So, I talked a lot about how you have to give to others. That's the important part. Doing things for other people. Anybody can do stuff for themselves. Doesn't matter. That's fine and great and all. Sure, you feed yourself, you get things what you want to do. Fine. But it's what you do for other people that is actually important in how a person should gauge their success or failure in life. It's what kind of impact have you had on the rest of humanity. And to that point, there is a starting point. Got to start somewhere. Obviously you're born, so your parents had to have some shenanigans, and poof, you showed up 9 months later. Okay, yay, started. Grow up, life. Now you are a semi-grown, possibly responsible, maybe mature adult human being. Now what? Oh, you want to be a badass. First thing you do is take a very good, significant, hard look at yourself. You say, okay, what is it in my life that is keeping me from succeeding and helping other people and having a positive impact on the people that you want to be around and you want to be with? So, how do you figure out how to do that? It's a huge pain in the ass because it means you have to take an honest look at who you are. Nobody likes doing that. I didn't like doing that. It sucks because you get to look in the mirror and say, I don't like when this happens, or I don't like the way that happens. Oh, hey, Scott, yes, I can send you those. Definitely, Scott, I'll send you that after the video. Oh, by the way, anybody else watching Jessica Thompson? He is my cousin. A couple of last week, I think. So take a good hard look at who you are. Take inventory of the things that you like and you don't like, and fix it. You don't like the fact that you sit on your ass all day? Fine, don't. Get off the couch. Go do something. You don't like that you're short with people and you tend to get in arguments quickly? Got two choices. Pick different friends or stop being a pain in the ass. Some people have really short tempers. Work on that. Go do yoga. Go, I don't know, something. figure out what it is that is keeping you from being able to positively impact other people. One of the other things, if you get through that laundry list of things you don't like, and you're like, well, I'm kind of cool with myself. Like, I'm pretty happy where I am. Then you figure out why you are not able to get out there and do things for other people. For a vast majority of people, getting out and talking to people is kind of a pretty scary thing. So you sit there, and that's when you find friends. You get a support network. You build up people who are willing to support you and help you succeed. You find somebody that, they might not be your best friend. Sometimes your best friends might think this cool new idea of yours is a complete waste of your time. And you're like, well, fine, we can still be best friends, but I'm still going to do this whatever. So find other friends. Find other people who like doing what it is that you're doing. And get support from them. And use them as the rock that you build your foundation on. And you understand through their efforts and their support of you exactly what you can do for other people. Because as they're helping you and you get from that point where you're afraid to move on, you are scared of opinions, you're scared of who knows what it is. Failure, financial issues, marital issues, somebody not liking it, what your parents might say, what your cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters, college roommate might say, whatever. Once you get past that, with their help, you'll understand what it is to actually be helpful to other people through what they're doing. So what for you, and you can do that for others. So it's a huge thing to actually lean on people. Not in the needy, please spoon feed me my dinner type of needy, but the folks that who have offered to help, use that help. People will offer help, and if it's not used, eventually they'll stop. So when someone says, hey, I know that you want to start a jewelry business. I'm pretty good with pictures. Why don't you, show me a couple of things that you've done. Take pictures and whatever. If you know that person, take them up on that. It might only be once. Fine. It might be 20 times. Who knows? Go do those things. I just realized that these lights are completely washing me out. I'll fix that for next time. So next, when you are getting the help from other people and they're able to support you, you build yourself up. You build up your self-confidence. You start eliminating the fears of what it is that is preventing you from succeeding. And you start seeing how they are happy that you are succeeding, and they are getting joy from the fact that you are progressing in your life and not just sitting there. You're actually getting someplace in your life and doing something. Well, then you can pass that along. I have no idea what you're talking about there, Brian, but okay. So that's the biggest and most difficult hurdle in anyone's journey to actually becoming a contributing, decent human being that's actually out there, and their whole purpose is to help other people. That doesn't have to be your only purpose, but if you're doing everything for yourself, what's left when it's all said and done? You get stuck in a hole and there's nobody there to say goodbye. Whenever that happens, I'd like to think that there's at least a couple of people who said, hey, they did right by me. I help people. That's what I'm hoping for. So that's step one. You want to be a complete badass. Step one, you got to be comfortable with yourself. You got to acknowledge what it is that you don't like, the things that maybe kind of rub a lot of people the wrong way, and deal with that in whatever way you want to. Either you stick with it and maybe that's your thing. Andrew Dice Clay made a hell of a lot of money pissing people off. Happens. But most people don't make a lot of money doing that. Most people don't make a lot of impact doing that. All they do is they get a bunch of negative press. A lot of people don't want that. So figure out what it is, and then work on that willingness to accept help from other people, to allow people to help encourage you and empower you to succeed. And once you've got that, boom, you're ready to rock. Simplest thing, wearing a kilt. Most people, there's a lot of silliness and a lot of fear about wearing that kilt out the first time. It takes a whole lot of confidence to do that. That's what we're here for. But that's just a kilt. It's a piece of clothes. Imagine starting a new business, starting a new adventure in your life, a whole new chapter in your life that is completely new and different, but you've always wanted to do it. Got to have that confidence. Got to have that willingness to get out there and do it. So that's step one. Confidence in acknowledging who you are and understanding, being comfortable with who you are as a person before you can even think about getting out there and doing anything else. So tonight, that's the end of tonight's step one in how to be a badass. So I'd like someone to throw up a Kiltology volume. And I want to show you something while I'm waiting on that. So I showed you a couple of weeks ago about how to do a bunch of pewter casting. Well, this is that little dude that I cast that I wasn't sure what to do with. And he's done. He's all cleaned up, ready to go. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with him, but I'm 99% certain he's going to wind up at somebody's house that's not my own. So somebody who's at Mark threw out a volume 2. And let's see what we got here. So this has to do with that confidence piece that we talked about. Not being afraid of what people say and think about who you are and what you do. Now, here we are, Kiltology number 293. Speed. If you hadn't noticed, traditional Highland games do not include running or speed events. Have you ever wondered why? The only thing a Kiltie has ever run from is his beautiful, loving wife or girlfriend when she discovered he's been at the pub too long. Any man who can live through that and not wind up alone has no equal in man or beast. So, that's why they don't have speed events at the Scottish Festival, because, well, not much reason to run. Either you're busted or you're not. So, there we go. Kiltall everydaykt number 115. And yeah, these are jeans. For those of you who tuned in later, I spent 4 or 5 hours underneath the car trying to fix it, futzing around with parts I really didn't have the right tools, because it's a screwed up car. That's right, Brian, you're dead set. Life is not a sprint. Life is a marathon. You're either running or you're not. And I know I'd rather be running than sitting on my butt doing nothing. So, until tomorrow, do me a favor. Go out and see what you can do for somebody. Try to help somebody out. Doesn't have to be anything special. It could be something as simple as just saying hi. See if you can't put a smile on someone's face and brighten up their otherwise boring day. Because we all know tomorrow's Monday, and with the exception of coffee, it takes a hell of a lot to make the day better. So, see what you can do about that. And if you actually get a good response, let me know. Post down here in the comments, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Otherwise, have a good day, good evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow night. Be strong. Put a kilt on.